Hello, and welcome to the GGrated podcast. I'm Gray.
And I'm Gino. Thank y'all for stopping by again. So,
are you ready to roll?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's get it, man. How's your week been, though? Been good again? You know, I got to start it off and ask you how it's been going, yeah?
Man, it's been a pretty long week, to say the least. Working like lots of overtime and stuff. And last night, my son decided he wanted to start throwing up. So that was fun. Yeah, like we were just kind of chilling, and we had just put him to bed and stuff. And he's about to be 5, by the way.
He's okay.
And he came in the living room and was like, "My belly hurts." And most of the time he says that is because he doesn't want to go to bed.
Yeah.
But this time he was for real. He was like, "I think I might have to poop." So he went to try to poop, and while he was sitting on the toilet, he started throwing up on the ground. So he did it backwards, I guess.
But let me ask you this: when you see that, because it's happened to every parent's going to have to experience it at least one time. What goes through your mind is possibly what was going through my mind of thinking, okay, he's first, I'm next. You know, like
yeah. Yeah, thankfully it's not a bug that's going around, I don't think, like around our home. So I don't know if he just ate something off the ground. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's possible he just ate something bad.
It's funny, mine, I had to keep mine out Friday from school because he had like a little bug as well, a little low-grade fever. So, you know, this new school year and new kids coming around, other new kids and stuff, I feel like that's a concoction for, you know, or a little bit of these colds that's going around, you know. But I hope your kid is good to go. So.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I had that cold mist on our last show, episode 2. So I don't have it this time, but I don't have that deeper voice like I had last week either. So
kind of wish you still had that, didn't you?
Yeah, want that deeper. I'll just talk like this the rest of the time, baby. Oh yeah.
Well, guys, listen, I know we kind of got into it really early, but thanks for stopping by. We have a really good one today with Ghostbusters, the video game remastered. We decided to go back, hit on a game that we love the movies, right? I'm sure that you love the movies too, Gray. So I think y'all enjoy. We decided to do a little rating, GG rating on Ghostbusters to see if it's still a game that you think you should play.
Yep. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good show. But first, what do we have first there, Gino?
First segment, gaming moment that you love from this past week. Gray, what's your best gaming moment?
I had to play that first. Gaming moment of the week. Let's see. So my gaming moment actually had to do with Ghostbusters. I was having some fun playing that. My son was enjoying it too. There was actually a level where there's like a hallway and it has a bunch of mirrors everywhere. And there's a ghost that flies in and out of them. I walked by them, and you know, like how in games, there's a thing you have to do. Anytime you encounter a mirror is walk up to it and you're like, is this game going to actually show a reflection of me? Like it's something you do in all games, because some games don't take the time to actually show a reflection because I guess they have to render you out again.
It's true.
Well, this whole hallway, I don't know if it was like this in the old one, but there was reflections of you in the mirrors, which was really cool. And it was only the ones that were like down there by you, but still, I thought that was really neat. And then actually you can destroy all the mirrors in this level. It was just kind of a neat gaming moment. And then also there was another thing on Ghostbusters where if you walk to the bottom of your clubhouse there that's in the firehouse, there's Vigo the Carpathian from the movies is a guy that's stuck in a painting, and you can walk over to him and you can hit A and he'll say different things. And
I did not know that. I beat the game.
Dude, yeah.
I did not even know that.
Yeah. So there was 2 things that he said that was funny, and one was I'll wear you like pants. And then there was another thing he said was something like, "How about a sacrifice? Not a baby, but a dog or a cat?"
Like, hey, let me be politically correct here. I don't mean like a baby, you know.
Yeah, because I think in the movie, like, he was looking for a baby sacrifice, maybe. I'm
Uh,
not sure.
oh my goodness.
There was
Dude,
some
that's
dark
pretty good.
things in those movies, but somehow they made everything seem like it wasn't as dark because they were
Yeah.
such fun movies. But yeah, those are my gaming moments. How about you, buddy?
That's a good ones, man. Pretty simple. Like I said, last week was MLB The Show. I played a little bit with Derek. But this week, Madden 24 just got released on August 17th. And if you can tell my voice this week, I have a little bit of what my son had as well. So I apologize for that. But Madden 24, I've been playing this new mode, Superstar KO mode on multiplayer. Pretty challenging, man. Trying to work together, like me and you. Let's just say me and you's playing. You're running the routes. I'm the quarterback. It's up to you to run the right routes and catch them and get the timing right. If you don't, it's just chaos. But when you get it right, it's so satisfying. Like you pretty much celebrate with each other. There was at one point, me and my buddy Derek, who was playing this. We always do the sports games together, obviously. I threw a pass and he catches it. Well, I start running downfield and I'm laying blocks for him the whole time as he's going downfield. And it was like old times back when we played football again. So yeah, my best gaming moment, man. Just playing a little Madden 24 this week, man. A little bit while also playing Ghostbusters and beating that game. So I don't know how I pull that off, but it's been a fun week of gaming for me. So
that's awesome.
Yep.
Cool, man. Well, sweet. So those were our gaming moments. How about the news?
All right, Gray, I got something good for you this week. It's something that I'm extremely excited about. You know how I feel about Starfield coming up with Bethesda and Xbox. And they just officially released this week the preload for Starfield. Now, the file size is going to be kind of big. It's going to be more like Master Chief Collection size, okay? It's going to be 125 gigabytes, okay? Starfield, as everybody knows, the biggest controversy is not any secret. It's only for Xbox Series X and S and PC. If you get the Starfield Premium Edition, though, you can play up to 5 days early. So that means instead of September 6th, you can play it on September 1st. What's so significant about those 5 days is on the 1st, I believe, is a Friday. So you'll have the weekend. It won't be on like a Monday or middle of the week. On like a Wednesday or Tuesday whenever you're starting to play it. So guys like us that work full time, you'll be able to have a weekend to be able to really get into it a little bit if you got that 5-day early access. The good news about it, and they, like I said, the biggest news is the preload, but just a little tad bit of information to go with it is if you have Game Pass and you subscribe to Game Pass, all you have to do is pay $35 extra to get that premium edition that gives you that 5-day early access along with some other stuff as well. But if you're an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate member, okay, it also gives you a 10% off. So that's what I ended up doing, and I ended up paying like $31, but I get the 5 days early access. Y'all stay tuned for that as well. I'll try to drop as much content for y'all to let y'all know, how the game is. But so far, I've been hearing some tad bits, and there's been a lot of leaks going out. But on August 31st, on August 31st is when all the reviews are going to be coming in. So fingers crossed, Microsoft finally got something right here.
Oh, okay. So, wait a second. So you can, if you have Game Pass, all you got to do is pay an extra $35?
Yeah, so if you have Game Pass, you can download the game. You say technically for free. Yes.
I see.
But you can pay extra $31 or $35, depending on what kind of Game Pass you have, subscription. And you can get it 5 days early with some extra stuff as well, some digital content like an art book.
If you cancel Game Pass, do you lose the game?
Yes, that's part of that subscription.
Gotcha.
Yes, you'll lose the game, but you have an option of paying for that game. So all your saves and everything like that won't be deleted.
Right.
That's how Game Pass works. But hey,
man,
the exciting thing is the preload is here. It's gone gold. So that means it's coming. There's no more delays for sure. I know people's kind of had it on the back of their mind. So it's coming. September 6th.
I'm still wondering if it's gonna play good on the Steam Deck because I want to get it on Steam real bad. I want to, man.
I'll let you
I might
test
have
that
to get it on
out. I'm
Steam.
going to use my subscription on this one. So,
Yeah,
I'm
don't blame you, because you're gonna save quite a bit doing that.
absolutely, but I'm excited for it, man. I'm excited. With that being said, you want to then go into GG rating section of Ghostbusters.
Does a bear poop in the woods?
Let's roll.
Let's roll. Now, let's start our GG rating. First, I got to break down exactly what our GG rating is, if that's cool with you, buddy.
Yeah, go with it, man. Let them know.
All right. So, our GG rating is the industry standard for game ratings, guys. It's our industry standard. And we're going to go over graphics, music, story, gameplay, multiplayer, fun factor. We average these up to give our GG rating so that you can know if this is a good game worth playing. Will Ghostbusters Remasters hold up? Let's get into it. So, if you want to break it down, buddy, you can go up right ahead.
All right, so first, let me let you tell you what this game is about, okay? It's published by Saber Interactive, okay? Ghostbusters The Game, originally released in 2009. They decided to remaster this in 2019, which takes place during Thanksgiving in 1991, 2 years after the events of Ghostbusters 2, the film. So this game directly ties into the films, okay? The original films. So prior to confirmation in January of that year, direct sequel to Ghostbusters 2 would be released in 2020. Dan Aykroyd, how would you say that name?
Aykroyd.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Had previously referred to the game as essentially being the third movie. It's easy to see why. It features the likenesses and the voices of Bill Murray, Ernie Hudson, Dan Aykroyd. There we go. And the late Harold Ramis. Okay, and the script was massaged by Aykroyd and Ramis themselves to ensure the dialogue matched the tone of the films. With a fun story linked to the previous exploits of the Ghostbusters, and is set to increasingly distant early 90s in terms of the story. So, the synopsis of the game pretty much just tells that they got a lot of tie-in to the 90s. They have 4 of the 5 original casts in this game as well. I think Tully is out of the game, but because he's retired from acting. But man, they have a lot of good stuff in this game, and we kind of get into that with our key features of this game. So, do you want to go over some of these key features, Gray, with them?
Sure, I can go over some key features. Small details such as old school Columbia pictures at the beginning of the game. So that kind of ties into what you were saying about them actually like making this a movie style game. All the original cast except for Tully make it worth playing. So wait a second. Who is Tully exactly? I don't remember.
You know the guy from the Honey I Shrunk the Kids actor?
Oh, Rick Moranis.
Yes, I believe so. Yes, he was Tully on the movies, I believe.
I don't remember why he was there.
I know, I couldn't remember at first either.
He was even on the first one. Okay. Yeah. All the main ghost monsters from the past movies are also in the game, which is really cool. The corny jokes that are well known for Ghostbusters are a constant. I love it.
Dude, and let me say that the reason I put that key feature in on the last one, like I said on the synopsis, you know, Aykroyd and Ramis themselves ensure the dialogue matched the tone of the films. And I feel like this game really matched that tone with the corny jokes that you get throughout the game, the way they're talking constantly. I loved it. So, let's go into the graphics. I'll start it off with my graphics real quick. I'll say I never played the original before the remastered version was implemented, okay? The things that they did, one of the big things was they did some tweaks and stuff, but was the resolution bump, okay? That is for the game. And it's noticeable, okay? And it makes it enjoyable, because if you didn't have that, I feel like you'd kind of be looking at that constantly, okay? You'd be struggling through staring at the graphics. there's a lot of small detail on like the scene and stuff, like you said earlier in reference to the painting. It was originally released on Xbox 360 and I believe other platforms. But
Yeah,
the
I
thing
think
is,
I played it on PlayStation maybe.
yeah,
back in the
and
day.
yeah, so it's multi-platform that was released originally. But I will say this, man, it feels like when you're looking at the characters, there could be more detail on the characters, right? But you got to remember
Mhm.
that it's being upgraded and the resolution's got a bump, but you're not going to get that small detail like wrinkles and
Sure.
dirt and stuff like that. You're not going to get that the whole time. So you kind
Right.
of gotta take one with the other.
And like I forget that you didn't ever play the original, but on the original, it's actually a totally different style of character. They almost look like a cartoon. So it looks way
Oh,
different
I
than
didn't know
what they've
that.
actually done in this one. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
So what you think about the graphics on your end?
So, so for me, my take is a bit different. I see you gave the graphics what, a 6?
I gave it a 6. Yes, 6.
So, I think it's impressive after playing some of the original. The characters were more stylized rather than realistic how they are now. The models for the main characters on the remaster are really well done, in my opinion. I can't say the same for the supporting cast, like the mayor and maybe the lady that works at the firehouse, and who's the guy that's always kind of an a-hole that's there with him?
Peck,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, Peck. So they didn't really look as good to me, but I think that they did a pretty good job with the main cast. I will say that having that extra detail, like you were saying, like now that I think about it, they didn't have all of that like you would see now on a AAA game.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I will say that some of the environments can be a little flat, but the stream and the different weapons you shoot, as well as the proton pack, look pretty great in my opinion.
Oh, that is true. Absolutely.
More atmospheric effects and some textures to the environment could make this game look pretty epic. It just didn't have that extra, so I gave it a 6.5.
I like it. I like that. So 6.5, kind of in the same area for graphics. Moving on to the music category. What do you think? Let's go with you first on this one. What do you think about the music?
Okay, so I don't remember the main song ever being played, but you actually corrected me on that. The reason why I don't remember it, the da-da-da-da-da Ghostbusters, is because they only played it for 30 seconds at the beginning of the game and then never again.
Yep.
So I was gonna play that, but now that I think about it, when this gets put on YouTube, it's probably gonna get hit with a strike. So
he's got to make his money, right? You know. Well,
yeah.
let
wish. That'd
me
be
say this, and I'm kind of joining in with you here on this music category, but
Sure.
the theme song was written and performed by Ray Parker Jr. Okay, the song was released with the movie in 1984, which was directed by Ivan Reitman. I think I got that right. You're right though. We was talking about that before this podcast and YouTube video that they only had rights to play for 30 seconds, and it gets you so hyped for the game, and then all of a sudden you just don't hear it again. And I feel like we needed to hear it at least 1 or 2 more times during the game.
But
to kind
you do. Yeah, I totally agree. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
But that's
there.
true though, right? I mean,
Yeah, but you do hear lots of this right here. You hear a lot of that everywhere during the game. Like you hear.
it
tons of
sounds
that,
like
and
carnival music to me.
It does. And let's see. I got another one here. You hear a lot of this too. Right there is called the theremin. It's a really crazy instrument, and you hear a lot of that stuff.
Ray, does that not like kind of make
Wait,
you?
I hear you twice. Hold on. Let me turn that off. Yeah.
Does that not
What you
kind of
saying?
make you kind of fall asleep a little bit to me. Like I
A
feel like they
little
could have had
bit.
better music, you know?
I mean, they have that in the movie, and that's why it's so nostalgic for me. Is because it's like you're in the movie. So I give them kind of a pass on that.
Well, I'll give you my
There's
GG
different
rating
soundtracks though here.
real quick. I'll give you my GG rating. I'm gonna go ahead and give it an 8. The reason I gave it an 8, the only reason, is because I absolutely love that Ghostbusters song, and every time I hear it, it brings me to Halloween every single year, going trick-or-treating with my kids or with myself. Like I always blast that song and embarrass my kids every single year. So I
That's
had to give it an
awesome.
8 because of it. So
That's a great dad move right there.
absolutely.
I'm just playing a little bit more music here in the background. Yeah, it's good. So my take on the music was like I said, I don't remember the song being played, but I do think that it would have been epic if they could have included that all throughout the game when something really cool happens. There's a prominent use of horns, maybe tuba or something, and the theremin, like I was talking about before. It's a really distinct instrument, and it kind of adds that eerie feeling. Very cool. And so I've been kind of playing in the background. You get a taste of the music, kind of what was going on. There's a main soundtrack too that plays as you're fighting. I'm trying to find that.
That would be
Maybe a little bit of this. There's different, it's pretty much orchestra. And honestly, now just listening through this, it's some pretty epic stuff. I mean, you don't pay that much attention to it when you're battling.
Mhm.
But man, this music is really cool. I might go through this soundtrack later just to check it out. But yeah. So what was our scores there?
So I gave it an
gave
8. What did you end up giving
Yeah.
it?
I gave it a 7.5 for the lack of
Cool.
use of the main song.
So we're pretty close on that. Not too bad.
Yeah. I think an 8 is high, but was that because of it's like a lot of the movie music
I
of them
think
just kind of hanging out and stuff?
Yeah, I think it kind of sold me whenever they played the original song, even if it was just
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Even if it was
It
only
got
for
me
30
so
seconds.
hyped. I was like, man,
It's that
this is
epic.
it. I just like that
That's
song
great.
for some reason, you know? It just gets me like, it just brings me back, like I said. So I might have went a little too high on that, but hey, you know, I make up for it for this next section.
Oh, yeah, you do, buddy. Go for it.
So the next section is going to be the story. So my take on it, the story itself stands as an entertaining carousel that takes players through familiar locations, such as the Sedgwick Hotel, and more otherworldly destinations such as the cemetery. The story kind of sticks to its roots by starting off in the Ghostbusters headquarters, a fire station look-alike, okay, is what I consider it. Although the graphics are at par with the small details you constantly run into, like going to the arcade upstairs, you can actually play on the arcade, you can get a drink of water from the water fountain, like Gray was saying in reference to the painting, you know, you can talk to the painting. It ties back to the movies, which are awesome, okay? With beating the game, I spent about 7.5 to 8 hours to beat the game, which was on casual, right? I just wanted to experience the story more than anything. I have to say it was not bad, but it seemed to kind of be drawn out a little bit, and I think a lot of it had to do with maybe the music, and I gave it a high rating, which makes no sense. But you know, the twist was not, I don't want to kind of give any spoilers, but the twist at the end was not a surprise at all. Like, you saw it coming, right? And it can be kind of confusing at times. Like, it made me want to go online and be like, hey, what is going on here? You know? The one thing I do like with the story is they introduced Slimer at the very beginning. Slimer came at the very end as well, so they kept like one of the most popular ghost characters, you know, in there. This ain't a surprise or a spoiler too much, but Puff, the big marshmallow man, you know, like he's in there as well that you fight. So I mean, overall, I have to say I was kind of disappointed though, with the drawn out nature of this game, and I give it a 4.
Oh, brutal. That's brutal. A
Yeah.
4. Dang. I get it though. Like I get it.
I felt like you took that
funny.
very personal there. You're like, ooh.
No, dude, I totally
ooh.
get it, man. Like, I think if Ghostbusters was maybe a bit more fresh, like, I remember back in the day, I beat the original one, and I played through this one up until the point where you fight the guy that murdered the librarian. Like, I finally got to him, and you get the machine gun.
Yes.
So I think I'm pretty close to the end, eh? Am I like not that far away?
You had a little bit more to go.
Yeah.
You had a little bit more. But I mean, you was getting there. You
So-
kind of got the gist of it though.
Yeah, I remember beating it back in the day, but man, I don't remember this story. I remember maybe that you go back into the ghost world another time after that.
That was cool. That was absolutely
Yeah,
cool.
that was
I
really
love
neat,
that.
and that's something. Yeah, and that's something that I wish they would have made this story into an actual movie. Now would be pretty dope.
That would be really cool.
I remember really enjoying this story when I was younger. There was some confusion, but also some honest attempts to add something fresh to it. I believe it was a good attempt that at times was hindered by the voice actor performances. They either hit and you were feeling it, or it felt like you were actually in a movie, or they fell flat and you felt like they were just talking off of a script. Honestly,
Yes.
like it was hit and miss with the voice acting. On the flip side, I like how you explored different portals to dimensions and really enjoyed the scarier portions of the game, like in the library. It was epic. It was
Yes.
dope in the library.
Yes.
Really cool. It got scary, like legit scary.
Well, I'm glad you pointed out the dimensions going to the ghost world and stuff. It's just like I didn't even realize that was even a thing. And then when we go there a few times, 2 or 3 times, and I will say this might be a little spoiler, so please press
Go
pause
ahead and spoil it for me.
But the ending ends in the ghost world. The ending with the
Okay.
big boss. So it was pretty cool little big boss. It just wasn't something like, oh my, this is amazing, you know?
I want you to spoil it for me, dude. Okay, so spoilers. Skip ahead. Like,
Well, I'll
20
do it
seconds.
later on the fun
Okay.
section. I'll let you know all about the fun part of the game, which I did like, and that does
Okay,
kind of go
great.
into it a little bit. So I'll leave the spoilers to the end of this, guys, and save it, and y'all just can keep on watching, right? And while you're watching, how about we throw it out to them and say, look, we're also got a podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Podcasts. Guys, y'all go over to any of those services. Make sure you subscribe to keep following us if you liking these GG ratings, or if you like or disagree. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube, and we appreciate y'all just supporting us here and carrying on. You make sure y'all drop a comment.
Just look up GGrated.
That's right.
GGrated podcast, actually.
Yeah. All right,
go.
so we'll go to
So-
the gameplay section, right?
I was just gonna say I gave the story a 6.
A 6.
6
Okay,
is what I
okay.
gave it, and you gave it a 4.
Yep. So a 4 for the story, a 6 for Gray for the story. Okay. So Gray, you want to go to the gameplay?
They call me a god.
Sure, I'll talk about gameplay a little bit, and I was actually reading through yours a little bit, and we kind of agreed on some stuff, so that was nice to see. I enjoyed how you unlock different weapons and use them as you encounter different ghosts and enemies. The upgrade system was pretty rudimentary, though, which I kind of like, just having a list rather than all these tree of unlocks that can get confusing. It was just like a
Yes.
list of things. You can buy this and you get this. It was just a basic list,
It's so simple.
which was kind of nice though. Let's see, the PKE meter was kind of annoying, and I found myself being aggravated when it would alert me to use it with text on the screen. I wish it just made the noise only when an object of interest was near. The enemies were cool, and I did like that you could dodge to move away from attacks most of the time. I did find circling an enemy could be just as effective though. If multiple enemies are around you, you had to stay moving. I got knocked a lot, like a lot. Really, I wish this game could have had multiplayer. If I could have played it with you, I think it would have been a lot more fun in the gameplay section.
I agree. I think we would have had a blast with this game. And you played the original. Do you remember that there was a multiplayer? I was reading up that there was actually a multiplayer on the original game.
Yeah, I don't remember playing the multiplayer on the original, but
I know we kind of going into the multiplayer section, which guys,
yeah.
spoiler, there's no multiplayer on this game. Okay.
You could tell that this was made to be played that way though, because everyone was getting knocked and you could res them. Like,
yeah,
it would have been a really good multiplayer game if they would have really tried to get that portion out there.
So I kind of agree with you. Like you said, we kind of had the same kind of take on this. I think on the gameplay, it's the PKE meter. You can use it to uncover cursed collectibles, which was pretty cool. It was a little diversion of the main story.
There's a lot of cool story behind all of those too, if you actually read it. It was really neat stuff.
Absolutely. So it was pretty cool, but I agree with you. It gets very annoying that it seems like every section you end up having to use a PKE. You got just to even find out where you need to go. You got to go where the PKE is hitting at, So you're walking around. You're not walking fast. You're like in a very slow walking mode when you got the PKE out. And guys, if you don't know what I'm talking about with the PKE, all it is a device, a handheld device, has lights on it, and it apparently can register ghost, I guess. Like what's the words they use for it? They use some specific word.
Like the ectoplasm and all that different stuff.
Yeah.
Basically any kind of like ghost material, any kind of paranormal things, it can detect that, so that you can scan it too and kind of save it into your library.
Absolutely. So I agree, the partners can also get down too easily at times, but it's extremely easy to pick them up, which it was on my mode. It was extremely easy to just get back up. By the end of the game, you have the slime gun, the LMG type gun, the laser blaster, which is the best to me, and a blue laser gun that can be used as a shotgun as well. All of them were very fun to use. I used all of them except for the blue. The blue laser, I had no use for it, and the shotgun was very inaccurate, and every time I went to go use it on things that would come running at you, some ghosts that would come running at you, it's like, you could get 2 shots off before it overheats. Your gun overheats, and then you're stuck getting hit multiple times. So I stood away from the blue, but the slime gun I used a lot, and the LMG type gun I used a lot, but the laser was my go-to. So
nice. That shotgun, I believe there's an upgrade for it to where you could get off more than 2 shots, and it was a lot more usable, but you had to be so close, like they had to be right in your face.
And by the time I had everything upgraded at the end of the game, I mean, it was literally for the last boss, and the last boss, which I will tell later on, is you can't even use it. You can't even use the shotgun. So I give the gameplay, it's too far away. So the gameplay I gave as a 5.
Ooh, got him.
So what would be your rating on the gameplay, Greg?
Oh, the gameplay, man, I gave it a 6.
Okay.
6 on the gameplay.
All right. So, like we said, the multiplayer would have been a huge thing for this game for us to play. I think we would have had a lot of fun with that, but we're not going to be rating the multiplayer because there's not one for this game. So we're going to the next section, the fun factor.
Fun factor. Go ahead and lead us off, big dog.
Well, I'm just going to say, I want to give, if you want a game to give you the nostalgia, right, of the 80s and 90s and not soak up a bunch of your time, this game can do just that. I had really fun playing this game. I love the fact Slimer was in the beginning and the end of the game, like I said, because that's my favorite ghost of Ghostbusters, okay?
Yeah.
I beat this whole game on the Steam Deck. Okay, and I was on the couch. I was, other places on break at work. So I played this entire game. The only thing that really sucks with it that I need to mention is if you get it on Steam, it does not have cloud save, so you can't go back and forth. If you go on your Steam Deck to your PC, you can't do that. But just to give away real quick, Gray, like I told everybody on the fun factor section, I will give a little spoiler away. At the end of the game, you face the boss, and he turns into like this devil-like Satan guy or whatever, and he shoots fire everywhere. Minions come at you everywhere, these ghosts, and you're in the ghost world, and you're around this circle structure, and you're just fighting this guy, and you're trying to hit him with the leg. You're trying to hit him just with everything you got. He was not hard at all, though. I mean, he was huge. He was big. He had like 2 forms, but not to try to get too much away, right? But the ending was just pretty much like you're fighting a giant demon, okay, at the very end of the game. And then the game kind of ends kind of abruptly. Nothing too spectacular, nothing that just stands out. Starts rolling the credits after you win, and that's about it, man. It's not much to it. That's why I gave the story such a low score. But as far as fun factor, just having something to play, like I said, with the nostalgia and just, you can play hours at a time. Like I beat this game, within a week, right? Of just picking it up every once in a while. So I give my fun factor a 7.
Nice. I like that. So you said that Slimer was in the game at the very end too?
Yes, he was. He was at the very. It was pretty funny. So what he does, I'll go ahead and tell you what he does is, I forget his names. I'm not very good with the names, but the one that's trying to get the girl the whole time. Doctor whatever. Yeah. So the Ghostbuster. Well, he's trying to get the girl the whole time, and at the end, he's like made to be like the hero, like we all knew what was coming. And they went to go kiss. Well, all of a sudden, Slimer comes around the corner and runs up and slimes her all over.
Slimes him again.
And the Ghostbuster, he just walks away. And she starts yelling and screaming at him. Like, instead of him getting slimed this time, he let the girl take the Slimer. And then he dipped out.
Funny. What is that actor's name? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot his name.
Forget what his name is?
No, he's in Groundhog Day. I don't know why I forgot this.
Is it Bill Murray?
Day.
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray.
That's it.
We both said that. I had to look it up though. Bill Murray. I can't believe I couldn't think of that.
So Bill Murray,
he's great.
Yeah, he goes to walk away and lets the girl get slimed. So I did find that kind of funny to kind of end the game.
Yeah, dude, I love Slimer too. He was actually on the cartoon when they had the Ghostbusters cartoon, which was really good, by the way.
Is. Nobody knows about that though, man. Don't tell our age about that.
Nobody knows about that.
Nobody knows.
I know, right? That's funny. So as far as fun factor, man, I think the beginning, especially when you get to use the proton pack and catch your first ghost, that was really cool because you felt like you were a Ghostbuster. And then eventually when you get to hordes of enemies and it can get a bit repetitive at times, the different apparitions and environments keep it fresh, but miss that great mark I think they were aiming for. I didn't hate my time with it, just could be better. I found myself only wanting to play for short spurts. I think when this game was new, it hit a lot harder and I binged the gameplay. I binged it, but I think that if it was freshened up in pop culture, then it might have been more fun,
I agree.
But I give it a 6.5 fun factor.
All right. I like that, man. So 6.5 for the fun factor for you, 7 for me. I agree with that.
And we're getting...
Let me just make a note real quick.
Yeah.
When you're talking about slamming it into the trap and stuff, the ghost trap and all that, man, that was fun, man. Slamming them around. Cool. But you're right, it gets drawn out, doesn't it? After a while, you're like, okay, like...
Yeah, and they tried to do some things to combat that. Like there was an upgrade where you could get it in the trap faster, and you could also slam dunk it in the trap faster, and that was cool. Once you were able to do it a lot faster.
I didn't get that to the end of the game. I went down the list.
Oh, really? Oh, you just went down one by one? It's so funny.
I did. I was like, I'm just gonna go one by one. It's such a simple
great.
list. It's such a simple
Yeah.
list, you know.
That's great. Well,
So,
crap, man.
With all the ratings we had,
Yes.
I think it's time. Let's go. GG rating time. Gray, what you got for us?
So I give it my GG rating of a 6.5.
All right. So I think, this is what I'm giving it. And I'm just gonna be blunt about it. 6. I give it a 6.0, a 6 flat.
Nice.
So
Nice.
So between the both of us, what is that? A 6.25 between for both of us average.
I don't know. Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
6.25.
6.25, baby.
I think that kind of takes it pretty good. It probably should have been a little bit lower because I gave the music a little bit higher of a grade based on personal stuff here. But
yeah, honestly, I think it evened out good though, to where I don't know. Like, I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah.
A 6.
If you get below 6, it's going to be some pretty terrible stuff happening in the game. Like, it's just not working. Something.
And like, I think it was a good game. Like, I really do. I think it's enjoyable. I just think there's something there that missed the mark, but I still don't hate my time that I spent there.
I want a part 2. Honestly, I mean, I didn't hate it so much that I want them to make a new game with the same characters. I think
back in the day, yes. And I think back in the day, I would have gave this like a freaking 9 or 10 back when it was new and fresh. And like now, it just doesn't hit the same, maybe because some of those gameplay aspects are dated and maybe the story's a bit dated. I don't know.
John, great. I see as you're talking Ghostbusters, then somebody lays it on the back.
You finally saw it.
Yes,
I've
that's
had clips
awesome.
from Ghostbusters playing in the back.
That is
the whole
awesome.
time.
I see. That is awesome, man.
I was wondering because you were just smiling at me, and I was like, "What am I saying something weird?"
Yeah, I just noticed, man. That is awesome. That is awesome. But guys, look, if you agree with our GG rating, drop us a like, follow. Make sure you leave a comment if you think that we was too harsh on this game, or you think we should have been a little bit better with it. But I think a 6.25. I think it's pretty fair. And that would be I think that would be our GG rating for the Ghostbusters Video Game Remastered.
That's right.
Game not over.
Now we're gonna move on to some bonus news before we say bye to everybody.
So, just to kind of give a little update, Alan Wake 2 that is due to release, okay? They ended up giving a statement. In a statement, Remedy, the developer of Alan Wake 2, said October was packed with game launches and wanted to give players more space to play everything. The release date has been moved back 10 days from October 17th to October 27th. If you know, October is packed with a bunch of AAA games, okay? Some big ones. Spider-Man 2, Forza Motorsport, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Sonic Superstars, and Super Mario Bros. Wonders game. So, what's interesting about this, Gray, is you always suspect that these companies kind of move dates like this and delay games because another big game's coming out and they don't want to, this is what happened with Alan Wake 1. Red Dead Redemption, I think 2 came out, or 1 or 2, I can't remember, but came out at the same time Alan Wake came out, and it hurt their sales dramatically. So I feel like they're learning a lesson on this one, and they don't, game companies, developers don't usually come out and say this to everybody and say, hey, we're going to move it back because there's a lot of other games. We want you to enjoy those other games before you play my game. What do you think about that?
That might have been a good move, man. Like, I think that was a pretty smart move on them to just be honest about it, too.
Think so? See, because this is the first time they're actually honest about it instead of saying, oh, we need more time and delay it 10, without me knocking my mic everywhere. But, moving it 10 days, I think that's a good move, man. I think it's an honest move because, man, Spider-Man 2, Forza, Assassin's Creed, all these big games, those games are probably going to get picked up. Let's just be honest.
Mhm.
before Alan Wake 2. Let's
Yeah.
just, unless you're
I
just a
think as
huge.
far as me, like I would like to play the new Forza because I'm into driving games and stuff,
I do
and I
too.
don't have a Switch, but I would love to play the new Super Mario Bros. Wonder. That dude.
Guess what? I do have a Switch, and I will be giving a GG rating for that game when it comes out.
Yeah, it looks like I need to buy my son a Switch for Christmas.
There you
So I
go.
can play his.
Your son, you know.
Uh-huh.
But Forza, I think, would be pretty fun too, just to throw in here, in reference to our racing wheels that we do.
Oh, dude, that would be epic. I'd love that.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
But that's it with the bonus news, man. And hopefully everybody that's an Alan Wake 2 fan isn't too upset about it and gets to play some other games until they pick up that one.
Bro, that sounds great. Thank you for that news. And I would like to thank everybody for listening. I hope you're enjoying these GG ratings. Us going over some games. Please reach out to us at GGratedChannel@gmail.com. Let us know what you think. Let us know about the pod. Let us know about the YouTube channel. We're trying to grow. We're trying to just get it out there, having the good vibes, having the good games. What you think, Gino?
I agree, man. We give, as you know, we've been doing some in-depth reviews that you might have not have heard some stuff from other people and other these corporate rating channels and stuff. So hopefully y'all been enjoying it. I appreciate y'all just keep stopping by. And if you're liking it a lot, make sure you subscribe, hit that follow button as well. We're also on Twitter at GGrated channel. So make sure y'all go by and drop a follow.
Right. Well, I appreciate it, guys. Stay tuned. We're coming out with another one next week. Should be coming out. These are going to be coming out like every Monday?
Yep.
They're
every
going
Monday.
live every Monday. Check us out.
All right.
But until then, play a good game. Why don't you?
See y'all next time.